Hello and welcome. You're watching Hindustan Times. US President Donald Trump this week once again laid claim to Greenland, the Arctic island that is part of Denmark. European leaders are concerned, especially following the US intervention in Venezuela, demonstrating Trump's willingness to enforce his plans despite international resistance. For more on this, we are being joined by DW correspondent Hans Brandt from Berlin. Hans, good to have you. Denmark is a member of the European Union and also a member of NATO. That makes Greenland EU and NATO territory as well. Do European leaders really need to be concerned?
Yes, I think there is reason for concern, especially in the light of the recent US intervention in Venezuela, which showed that Donald Trump really is determined to push through his plans to take what he thinks is his or is rightfully controlled by the United States. And as far as Greenland is concerned, he's been expressing these sentiments for years and most recently has been really upping the pressure, ratcheting up the pressure on the Europeans and on Denmark. And some of his spokespeople recently have said that even a military intervention in Greenland from the United States cannot be excluded, that the United States has every right to control Greenland, that no one should resist that. So the pressure from Washington has been significant, and European leaders have responded with concern and with worry, indeed.
One would expect European leaders to be absolutely clear in their defense of Greenland. Has that been the case?
Yes, it has been the case. They have been very clear. While European response to the situation in Venezuela was quite reticent, the Europeans did not completely condemn what the United States did there. Where Greenland is concerned, we've just recently, about 24 hours ago, had a significant statement from top European leaders, including German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, who joined Denmark in emphasizing that where Greenland was concerned, all discussions should be on the basis of international law, on the respect of international borders, and that the decisions about the future of Greenland should be taken by Denmark together with the people of Greenland. But that's really where the rub is. The people of Greenland aren't that satisfied with control by Denmark. The territory has been under Danish control for hundreds of years, but the people of Greenland, of whom there are less than 100,000, aren't all that comfortable with Danish control. So attempts by the United States to actually talk directly to people in Greenland, to the government in Greenland, and to drive a sort of wedge between the people of Greenland and Denmark actually could possibly have some results. So it's a very complicated situation also from the Danish point of view.
And lastly, if the US really enforced its will in Greenland, what would that mean for the NATO military alliance?
Yes, that would be certainly a threat to the NATO alliance, which has obviously been in existence since the end of the Second World War. So for many decades, it's been the major military alliance here in Europe, in the Western world. It includes countries such as Canada and Turkey as well. And if a NATO member, the most important NATO member, the United States, were to take Greenland, a NATO territory, against the will of other NATO members, that would put into question that whole alliance where the alliance members promise each other to defend each other's territory if it should be attacked by other forces. So that would be put NATO as a whole totally into question. But of course we have to say that tensions between the United States and NATO members have been significant for many years and have increased enormously since Donald Trump took office again. He's put a lot of pressure on other NATO members to take more responsibility, to take more of the financial responsibility for NATO. So that alliance is already in doubt, a little bit shaky, and it's unclear, in fact, whether the United States and Donald Trump want to maintain their role within NATO in the way that they have been for the last decades.
Hans, thank you so much for that update from Berlin. Good to have you.